We're back for the latest on the mega James Wiseman deal, a 4-team trade for Golden State. It is complicated, so bear with us as we break down what is kind of two separate trades, but also isn't. In the end, the Golden State Warriors are getting back Gary Payton Jr. GP2 has returned to Golden State. This was kind of a separate deal, but will be a full 4-team trade when it's done. The Warriors got Kevin Knox and 5 second-round picks in a previous deal. They've shipped those assets to Portland to bring back defensive star Gary Payton Jr. This was initially the James Wiseman trade. So it ended up not just being James Wiseman and 5 seconds and Kevin Knox as part of the deal. A convoluted 4-team trade here. The Pistons get James Wiseman. They send Saddiq Bey to Atlanta. Kevin Knox to Golden State, then to Portland. The Hawks get Saddiq Bey. They send those 5 second-rounders to Golden State, who then reroute it to Portland. So to sum it up here, Will, Warriors traded James Wiseman for Gary Payton Jr. You were livid about the initial James Wiseman trade. Do you feel better now?
Yes, definitely better about it. You bring back Gary Payton Jr., like you said, a great defensive player, played a really big role on that Warriors team that won a title last year in the playoffs. He was actually second on the team in steals per game. My thinking, though, here is you let him go. You let him walk last offseason. You could have kept him instead of having to trade 5 second-round picks for him and include James Wiseman in a deal. But ultimately, you feel better about this if you're Golden State, the fact that you got a player back in this 4-team deal, a player you're familiar with, and it fits really well with your franchise and has played very well for your franchise.
Yeah, it's a fit that works in Golden State with Steph Curry banged up. Another guard does help him there. Plus, he's an awesome defensive piece. So who here, and I think most of you are, who is excited for you Golden State fans about bringing Gary Payton II back? If you are hyped, type in me in the comments section. If an ad break happens to come here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, spam your me's if you are glad to bring back GP2 to the Bay Area. The numbers this year for Gary Payton don't look great in Portland. He only played 15 games, by the way. 4 points per game, averaging still a steal per game, which is awesome. I think the numbers from last year for Golden State, not including the playoffs, which I know you can get to later, Will, 7.1 points per game, shot 36% from deep, 3.5 boards, 1.4 steals, 0.3 blocks. He is one of the better defensive players, I would argue, in the NBA. Got the bag from Portland. Now Golden State brings him back to the Bay Area. I feel a lot better about the James Wiseman deal, getting Gary Payton, than Kevin Knox and 5 centers. That does not appeal to me, frankly.
Yeah, I feel better about it. I don't know if it's still a great deal for Golden State. I would have rather them just kept Saddiq Bey. But still, you bring back GP2, like I said, second in steals per game in the playoffs, 4th in blocks per game, 7th in minutes per game, shot 66% from the playoffs, over 50% from 3 in the playoffs. So I think they really wanted to bring him back. And you made a good point, Tom. Steph Curry is going to be out a little while. He's going to miss the next couple of weeks. It was really important to acquire a guard. Thought that might be a guy like Peyton Pritchard, but instead they go get Gary Payton.
Do you redact your waving the white flag comment now?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Which is fair. Things changed.
And when that trade went down, we both reacted like something is up here. We were both a little bit confused.
Yeah.
We felt like the deal might not be done. Of course, got the big game this weekend, Super Bowl Sunday against the Chiefs and the Eagles. Chatsports.com/bet to get a 125% deposit on BetUS. BetUS is the best place to bet on the game. Again, promo code CHAT125. The Eagles are a 1-point favorite. The total is at 51. I'm going to bet on Philly personally, Tom. I'm not sure what you're doing, but I really like that value with Philly as the 1-point favorite. And, of course, you can't bet on the Super Bowl without betting on the props. I really like the over with the Chris Stapleton national anthem. I don't know if that Rihanna wardrobe malfunction's going to hit, but if you think something's going to happen there, it's plus 650. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125 to pick up a 125% deposit bonus as we shift back to this trade. And Tom, talk more about Gary Payton and kind of the impact that he could have with Steph Curry being out.
There was a report that the Warriors wanted to give minutes to Ty Jerome.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Gary Payton takes those minutes in a major way, especially once Steph Curry comes back. You move on from James Wiseman. It's a lot to admit you made a mistake with that number 2 overall pick. If they could do it over, they would trade that pick or draft somebody else.
Yeah.
Wiseman, in the end, I guess he just wasn't a fit. It's really disappointing. Injuries have been a big problem there, but that number 2 overall pick was so valuable for Golden State. And in the end, it becomes bringing back Gary Payton.
You should have let walk to begin with.
And they save, I think, like $7 million luxury tax this year, $30 million next year, which is valuable. But, again, you've got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Wiggins. Kuminga's actually been a decent player for them, all things considered. I think you have regrets a lot about that. But I will give them credit for not falling for that sunken cost fallacy and going, you know what? Let's get what we can for James Wiseman. And in the end, that's Gary Payton Jr. is going to be, guard 3, maybe guard 4. Sorry, Dante DiVincenzo, but I'll give the credit to Payton there. It helps the backcourt. I think that's a big deal for Golden State.
I think so as well. And, you bring up James Wiseman. Steve Kerr even said the other day that Wiseman was in a tough situation. He was a young player on a veteran team. Normally, when you're the number 2 overall pick, you don't go a team that is a title contender each and every single year. It was a really unique, odd situation. And in the end, he just was not the best fit.
Yeah. We will have you covered on more Warriors stuff, including some buyout candidates in the very near future, probably tomorrow, I would say. Hit that sub button for all the latest on the Golden State Warriors. YouTube.com/@WarriorsTV. Don't miss out on anything else going on in Golden State. We told you, if something else happened, we would update you guys. And that's exactly what happened. So don't miss out. Free videos right here on Warriors Today. Any final thoughts from you, Will, on in the end, Gary Payton Jr. for James Wiseman trade?
That's really the only guy you got at the deadline, too, was GP2. I would have liked to have seen them be a little bit more aggressive, especially when you consider what some teams in front of you did. Dallas got Kyrie. Phoenix got Kevin Durant. And the Warriors right now are in a position where they need to kind of stay afloat with Steph Curry out. I think you have to stay in kind of the 7 or 8 seed range when Steph comes back to realistically have a shot to make a playoff run.
All right, so will the Warriors, who I will make note, about the same record they had this time last year.
It's true.
Now, Curry's going to miss more time, so that's a big red flag for you. But will they repeat as champs? Y for yes, N for no. Get those votes in for us right now in the comment section.